People who have had somebody die for you, what is your story? When I was about 10 or so, we lived on a farm. We had an Australian blue heeler named Smokey. He was an amazing dog, full of love for anyone he met. Smokey lived in a huge pen behind the barn, and it was my job to feed him and get his water when I got out of school. So one day I go out to the pen and start to open the gate. Smokey was acting very strange. He was pacing back and forth, the ridge of fur on his neck raised, and when I made a move to step over into the pen, he growled at me. This was new. Smokey had never even growled at me when we were roughhousing, so something was up. I kinda stepped back as he bared his teeth at me. I was scared, and the first thing that crossed my mind was that he had been bitten by something rabid. So I closed the gate and start walking around the pen. As I moved away from the gate, he trotted along the fence, tongue lolling, happy grin on his face, just like always. At this point I was super confused, but decided just to push the damn dog out of the way and feed him whether he liked it or not. So I go back to the gate. Smokey follows, and once again as I made to step in, he starts growling. I was only around 10 at the time, but he wasn't a huge dog, so I kinda pushed him with my foot to get him out of the way. And Smokey bit me. He lunged up and bit me right below the knee. I was wearing jeans so it didn't break the skin, but I was scared shitless of my old friend. I fell backwards out of the pen and then ran for the house. I told my grandma something was wrong with Smokey and that he had tried to bite me. She too was afraid of rabies, but since there weren't puncture wounds on me, she decided to wait until my dad got home to figure out what to do. He got off work about 2 hours after this happened, and immediately went out to the pen. He found Smokey dead, lying pushed up against the gate like he had been blocking it. In the lean-to where I would have gone to get Smokes food, he found not one but 2 huge rattlesnakes. When he looked over the dog's body, Smokey's face had swollen around the cheek. He had been bitten. I know it doesn't carry the same weight as if a human had consciously decided to die for me, but I know my good boy was keeping me out of that pen for a reason.
Reddit Stories, JJ.